Hi guys, welcome to another episode of AJAWI TV, where we discuss architectural and construction related topics. I'm AJAWI. Now, imagine you just buy a house. You did all the things that you're supposed to do, and you avoided all the things that I've told you not to do when you're buying a house or buying land, right? So you're now successful and you're now living in your house. Now, imagine this happening. You're sitting in your living room, you have a concrete slab above you, and rain start fall. The slab start leak, right? Or that little crack that you ignored when you were buying your house has now become a big crack, and you have to now figure out what is happening, and you have to now fix that problem, right? So in this video, we're going to be talking to you about a few things that I don't want you to overlook, right, when you're buying a house or when you're building your house, right? So your contractor come, you want to do these things to ensure that you and your investment is protected at the end of the day. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into this video. Alright guys, now before I go into this video, I want you to click the like, click the subscribe, click the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I make a video just like this one. And I just want to say thank you for your support. So now let's get into this video. Alright, so now whenever you're going to buy a house, in fact this week I actually went and did an inspection, a building inspection for one of my clients, right? This particular client recently bought a house, right? And before, normally I would assume that you would want to do the building inspection before you do buy the house, but she bought the house already, and she was saying that, hey, you know, she wants to do some work on the house to make it to her liking. And you know, as such, she wanted me to look and give her my opinion on what I think she should do. Right now, when I was walking the property, there was a lot going on with that building, right? It has a lot of potential, but it also has a lot of changes that she would have to make in order to make the building function better, right? So for example, she have a slab that is collecting water on top of it. It's ponding, so that means that slab is going to leak over time. She have multiple levels on the same floor, so she in her living room, the living room is sunken, the dining room is elevated, the kitchen is elevated, then she go back down to a bathroom. Then when she walk into the building, you know, she walk into a space that has no purpose, then she pass that to go into a dark living room. And now she's asking me to go through and tell her what I think and which walls she should knock down and which one she should keep. All of these things should have been discussed before she actually purchased the house. Now, one of the major things that happened on this particular site is that the back of the property, now there's all other properties around her is draining towards her property, and by law she cannot block that drain, right? So she now has to do things in order to mitigate that, because whenever there's heavy rain, water pond around the back of her property up to about, say, 2 feet, right? Which is bad. So it's bad for her building, because her foundation is taking in water, and you can actually see the paint on the wall stripping off. So that was an issue for her, in addition to many other things on that particular building. So the first thing that I want you to do when you're buying your house is, if you can, and if you, it's pretty cheap actually. We actually offer that service as well. What I want you to do is to get a building inspection done, right? By somebody who is trained to look at a building and say, hey, these are the things that you will need to change if you decide to buy. These are the things that, you know, you might need to rectify as soon as possible in order to make this building structurally sound, etc., etc. Or that person can look at the building and say, hey, based on what I'm seeing here, I want you to get an engineer's report before you buy this building, and have the engineer inspect, right? So first thing, building inspection, right? So I want you to get that done if you can. If it is that you get the building inspection, the person that does the inspection should be able to tell you, okay, you know, he doesn't see any issues with the building. If he does, then he should say to you, hey, get an engineer to inspect this, this, and this before you buy, right? Now you might be wondering, what am I talking about? An engineer's report. An engineer's report is where an engineer prepares a report, as it suggests, based on the existing condition of a building. Now he comes to your property and he looks at the building. Sometimes some engineers will knock, some engineers will take pictures and stuff like that, and they are looking to see if there are any structural failures, to see if there are any issues, say with drainage, with your roof, any issue that they think will cause a problem down the road. They also look at building settlement, right? So building settlement happens when, you know, one side of the building was constructed before another part, and then that part that is now new is now sitting on the building, on the property, right? And as a result of that, you see cracks at some places where the building is not joined properly. Those cracks can be fixed. If it is that the building was connected properly, then you won't see those cracks. So that's something to look out for. But the engineer's job in that situation, when he's looking to do an engineer's report, is to point out these things to you and to say whether the structure can take a load on top of it or not if you're going to build upward. So if you have it in your intention to build upward, then you will need an engineer report at some point or another, right? That is if the building is old. For newer buildings, the council might ask you for it. They may or they may not. All right. So that's one thing that I wanted to do. Get a building inspection. If it is that the person is professional, they will tell you, hey, based on what I am seeing here, you need an engineer to look at this area, that area, based on the cracks that I see. All right. Now, here's the next thing that I wanted to do. This is a $5 coin. I want you to walk with this. Walk with a $5 coin or a $10 coin. And what I want you to do is, wherever you see a crack, I want you to try and fit the coin in it, right? If your coin goes into that crack, then it is a structural problem. That means that is failing, right? Because it's not supposed to be that big. Cracks in some cases are understandable because sometimes the building is sitting, right? And so the render on the wall, is trying to flex, and concrete is poor in tension, so therefore it separates. But it's not supposed to separate to the point where you can fit a coin in it, especially beams. If you can take a coin and fit inside of a crack that you see on a beam, what do I call a beam? A beam is any structural member that run this way, right? So it's normally this way, right? So if you see a crack inside of any other elements that run this way, and you can fit this inside of it, you have a problem, right? That's not a good thing. That means it is failing, and as a result, you're now going to have to fix that problem. So that's what I want you to work with. Another thing that I want you to work with is, and I don't have one right now, I can't believe I don't have one. I want you to work with a marble. Yes, a marble. I know somehow, you know, back in the days when I used to play marble with a friend them, when I used to, you know, I don't know what, don't even know what them even call it, the term, you know, where you take a man or something like that. So I not even remember them something there. A long time I play marble. But anyways, I want you to walk with a marble. If there's a concrete slab anywhere near there, what I want you to do is go to that concrete slab, right? And I want you to drop the marble on the slab, or even just rest it down. But rest it down in such a way that it will roll. Now, if that marble roll and stop in the middle of the slab, then that's where water is going to pond. Once water starts ponding on a slab, you're going to have a problem in the long run, because that means that water is going to sit there and either go down or evaporate. Right? If it's not going to evaporate quickly, then it's going to seep down into the slab, and sooner or later it still start rotting or it start leaking on the inside, right? Yes, concrete slabs can leak, and they leak very easily. So carry a marble with you, drop it on the slab, and see where the water is running off, right? I actually, the site that I went to, the person had a major problem with water ponding on a slab, to the point where they are thinking of covering that slab. And the simple way to check it is to just drop a marble and see where it's running off. All right. Now, if somebody is constructing a slab for you, or doing a concrete roof slab, what I want you to do is to get that same marble and drop it on it, or just go there and drop it on it and see where it rolls into, and you will know if that slab has the proper slope, right? I think minimum you should have at least a 1%, at least that. Understand? So that you can the water can run off properly, so that you don't have a situation where water is ponding on the slab, and then it's going to cause you problems in the long run. So those are the things that I want you to do, right? So I want you to do a building inspection, right? Engineer's report, if it leading from the building inspection. So if the person finds any issues, say structural issues such as beam failing, cracks in the wall, shear cracks and stuff like that, then he should recommend you to do an engineer's report. If the engineer looks at it and say, hey, based on what I'm seeing, is an easy fix or is not an easy fix, then you can make a decisions from there. What we don't do at AJAWI Construction is we don't tell you whether you should buy or not. We give you the facts of what is there, and you make that decision yourself. We don't go into whether you should buy or not. We tell you exactly what we see, and then you can make your decision. So the engineer should go along that line. He should really be saying, hey, these are the issues that you have. It will need rectifying, and then you have a point where you can negotiate with the seller. So is either them fix it or you fix it, you know, on the work out, whatever it is, right? I want you to walk with a coin. Just say it a while ago, walk with your coin, and wherever you see a crack, just jam the coin in it. If the coin can go in it, then it's a problem. I want you to walk with a marble. Wherever you have concrete slab, you drop the marble there and see where it is rolling. If it is that there's a like a downspout or stormwater drain, then it should roll towards that, right? So you can't say me never tell you, right? So so that you don't buy the house and you sit down in your living room with your nice furniture and your furniture them get wet up as soon as rain start fall, right? Because sometimes people buying house, them go there when everything nice, you know, them go there when sun shine and, you know, the lawn looks pretty and the house look freshly painted, and you know, see none of the issues, right? Go there when rain fall and you see it's a severe buy. So it's very important. Those little things can cost you a lot of money, because to fix a leaking concrete slab, there are a few things that you can do, right? So I think I'll do a video on that. Anyways, I think I've said enough for today. I want you to click the like, click the subscribe, click the notification bell if you learned something from this video, and also if you learned, click the like too. I want you to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you next time. I'm AJAWI. See you next time.